Hey everyone, welcome back. It's great to see you again. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to manage to get volumetric fog and light shafts to work correctly with ray traced lights and ray traced shadows. Because this trick is pretty hacky in nature, it has its fair share of caveats, so stick around to the end for the bonus tip and the solutions and workarounds to these problems. This trick was actually covered during one of my live streams right here. Don't be afraid to join in any of my future live streams. A lot of golden nuggets of information are covered during these live streams, and not just from me, but also from the community, from you. A lot of you who are participating in the chat, for example, always have some really nice tips and really good pieces of information that are just so useful to everyone. So, like I said, come and join. Chances are you'll learn something. So, allow me to demonstrate, jumping into our scene right here. We've got a very simple scene that I put together, but I really want to have some light shafts coming through the doorway and shining onto the pool of light here. Now, in order to get volumetric fog to work at all, we need to go into our outliner and make sure that you have a exponential height fog selected here. And next, we need to make sure that volumetric fog is turned on right down here. So we're going to turn that on, and obviously I've exaggerated this for effect, so we control the intensity of the volumetric fog with our directional light. There's a setting here in the details panel called volumetric scattering intensity. Okay, so now I've set it to 20 just to exaggerate, but toning it back down, you'll notice we're not getting any light shafts, right? We don't have those Godrays coming in through the doorway, and that's a limitation of the volumetric fog with lights that cast ray traced shadows. How do we overcome this issue right here? Now, if we select our directional light up here, and in the details panel, we search for ray traced. Now, if we uncheck the cast ray tracing shadows, you'll see things start working better now. I'm going to exaggerate the volumetric scattering to 40, and now you see we have our Godrays shining through. This is what we want, but we want this plus ray traced shadows. I don't think I need to explain to you why you'd want to use ray traced shadows, because they have a plethora of advantages. Sharper shadows, better shadow detail. It's the only way to dynamically control the hardness and softness of your light. Having ray traced shadows is amazing. So let's take a look at how we can get both. Okay, just a disclaimer here. This is a very hacky method and it's not optimal, but sometimes, in production, you just need the result now, right? So you've been warned. Now let's proceed. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to select my directional light and I'm going to hit Control W to duplicate it. Okay, so I'm going to have two directional lights. I'm going to select the first one and I'm going to rename this A Sunlight. And I'm going to name the second one A Fog Light. So now we've got two directional lights. One that's going to be casting ray traced shadows, and the other one that's only going to be used for the fog. So let's select our sunlight first, and first of all, we're going to disable all the volumetric settings. So in the details panel, where it says volumetric scattering intensity, let's set this down to 0. I'm going to turn off all the fog effects entirely from this, okay? And then I'm going to go back and turn on cast ray tracing shadows. So now we set up our main sunlight. So next up, what we want to do is we need to select our fog light, and we're going to entirely disable the intensity, or not entirely, but put it very low. So I'm going to set it to something like 1, because I don't want this light contributing to my scene at all. I don't want it casting light on my scene. So we give it a very low intensity, and then we're going to accentuate the volumetric scattering intensity to something absurdly high. So let's try 1000 for now. And just like that, we've got our fog coming in. It's not contributing any light to our scene, right? But we still get the ray traced shadows. So our main sunlight up here is the one that's doing all the lighting. It's not casting any volumetrics. It's got ray traced shadows. And our fog light here doesn't have ray traced shadows, as we can see right here, but it contributes all the volumetric effects, okay? So obviously right now it's a bit too white, a bit too desaturated. I'm gonna go ahead and bump up this color a little bit. And now we have our volumetric fog and ray traced shadows. So it's really that simple. It's a really hacky trick, but hey, it works, right? There's a few caveats you should be aware of here. The first of which is now that we have two directional lights, it's going to have a performance impact on your scene. Okay, so don't be surprised if your frame rates drop a little bit. That's normal. That's fine. The second of which is, because this is such a hacky technique, Unreal sometimes gets confused. So just to give you guys an example of how weird things can get sometimes, I'm going to select my sunlight up here. I'm going to hide it and unhide it. And notice how the color of the fog is totally changed, right? Sometimes if you close Unreal and you reopen it, your scene may actually look different than it did before. Sometimes when you're rendering, you'll see the preview of the movie render queue, and you'll see your fog just gone. It's not showing up anymore. It'll just look like this. You'll be like, gosh, what's happening? So my running theory as to how to solve this issue is to go into the outliner and make sure that your fog light is above the sunlight in the hierarchy of the outliner. Now, the art outliner is entirely alphabetically sorted. You can't just move things around, so it is on top of the sunlight like this, in this particular order. I think it has to do with the way that it gets loaded into the scene when you open your level. This is just a theory, don't quote me on this, but that's what seems to fix the issue for me. So your mileage may vary, play around with that, give it a try, and let me know in the comments below if you found a solution. It's weird, I know. But like I said, this is a hacky trick, it works in some cases, and it can help you out in a bind. And guys, that's it for this week's tip. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope this has helped you out. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're nearing on 10K subscribers right now. This is amazing. I cannot believe how far we've come since December. So guys, thank you so much for watching. It means the world to me. Don't hesitate to leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. With that being said, have a great day, and I'll see you guys next week.